Greetings, welcome to the episode where I'm going to show you how to, well, there's a couple of topics in this video. The first one is how do we monitor network traffic and our CPU usage so that we can detect on Windows 10 machine, if we can detect maybe that there's an attack happening. So if your computer's sluggish or not performing at its optimal level, what if it's an attack? So to do this, we'll need a couple of tools. The first one is Performance Monitor, which is in Windows 10 already. Pretty powerful tool. It's better than Task Manager, and I'll show you why in a second. But we can actually record. We can view events live and record it as well for later investigation. The other tool that I really love using is Wireshark. Wireshark is a capture tool, so it actually captures traffic, and we can view it and analyze it and perform forensic investigations later if we need to. Now, to make this interesting, I'm going to go into Kali Linux and create a type of attack. And this type of attack is called a denial of service. So I'm going to craft packets using the hping3 tool that I'm going to attack my Windows 10 machine and then generate that traffic. And we'll have a look at Performance Monitor, and we'll have a look at Wireshark and view this attack, view this traffic live. It's quite a useful little lab that we've got going on here. But Windows Firewall is actually pretty good. It will prevent this type of attack. We'll see. We're going to, watch and practice. This is going to be good, really exciting and interesting tool. So first of all, demonstration, sorry. First of all, we're going to download Wireshark. So go to wireshark.org, download, and make sure you do not select ARM64 installer. That's for Mac. That's for the Surface Pro and some other devices out there that use the ARM-based CPU. It's completely different architecture. We're going to use, because on my computer, I have an Intel/AMD based system. So just a simple installation here. There's nothing mysterious or special about this. Just install it, select all the defaults all the way. I'm going to do that because I haven't done it yet on this machine. While that's running, actually we can install it, so it will only take a minute or two. Yep, so that's downloaded. I'm going to open the file. And that's it, I don't need this anymore. It does this too. It takes a while to load, and sometimes, because if you're not patient like me, you accidentally run to it at the same time. Just one of those things. So I'm going to do no for the second time. So I only want to run once. I do this all the time. So when you install it, you have to be patient, not like me. All right. So now I'm going to close. I don't need the the Edge browser anymore. So Wireshark, I'm going to next, noted, just click next all the way. We don't really need anything here. Make sure you've got an internet connection when you do this, obviously. I'm going to turn the internet connection off. I'm going to put these two virtual machines in a private network soon. Next, again, next, everything. Now, the reason why I'm going to put this in a private network is because if I've got it in NAT or bridged, my firewall that I've built upstairs will not tolerate this kind of attack from the Kali Linux to the Windows. It'll shut it down. It'll lock it down. So I performed this at a university lecture that I just recently performed, and the wireless that we were connected to, it disconnected my laptop because of this attack. So I forgot that the firewalls at the university should be pretty good, and it was. So I'm just going to continue with this installation here. So make sure that you've got an isolated network when you're doing this, because I'm actually doing a hack. I'm actually performing a malicious act here at the moment. So don't do this on machines you don't have permission to do it. Create an isolated lab environment, and yes, then you can go for it, go crazy. But in a production environment, don't do this. You will cause a lot of stress. because this is a genuine attack that I'm going to perform. All right, so this is good. So that's extracting now. It's installing. It's doing its thing. While it's doing it in the background, I'm just going to show you another tool called PerfMon, or Performance Monitor. And this is a really, really, really cool tool that Microsoft has. The only issue, it's not a beautiful, it's not a pretty, it's not a well-designed, it's not an attractive tool, but it is really, really powerful, and we can go granular. Like we can measure things at the minute level: CPU usage, RAM usage, paging file, the network performance. Really, really zone in and go to a low level if we want to. Having a look at this. So this is still going. Wireshark is still running, but in Performance Monitor, or PerfMon, we collect Performance Monitor. You know, I should create a video just on this tool. It's pretty good. You can see already that I've got processor time. It's already there, so it's looking at my processor usage, and it's pretty high at the moment because I'm installing Wireshark. So I'll click on next for Wireshark, by the way, and then finish, and yep, that's completed. So it looks like the processor here is working really hard, and I guess that's because I'm in a virtual machine as well. I haven't given it a lot of processing power. But it's calmed down a bit, because I'm not installing, I'm not running anything, so it's pretty chilled. Well, kinda. I'm going to add a bit of networking metrics or telemetry. So we're going to have a look at the networking on a normal computer, on your Windows 10 machine here. This tool is okay occasionally, but in a production environment, they won't. This is not where you'll be looking at this stuff. There'll be a SYN, like you'd be in a SOC center. If it's a large organization, these metrics are sent to a centrally located area. The logs, the live logs, the events, will be sent somewhere else, and cybersecurity experts, cybersecurity analysis will view these events live. But they have the ability to have a look at these individual computer metrics. But to begin your journey, to begin the understanding of monitoring your computer and finding out if there is an event that's causing, like a cybersecurity event that's causing stress on your computer, this is actually pretty good for a home lab. So what I want to do is I want to go to the networking. You can also look at memory too, because if memory is hit hard by cybersecurity attacks too. So maybe I can commit bytes in use. Yeah, might use that as well. But I want network interface, bytes received, bytes total. This is a good one. Now add that, and then okay. Now I can see some more metrics. Now the color's not that great, so I might change the color. Yeah, that's a bit better, so I can distinguish the differences there. That green is not a great color either. Oh, it's a great color, but not for what we want to do. Yeah, okay. I'm not a really good color person when it comes to artistic ability, but I think there's three different measurements. But this is pretty good. This is alive, and we can save this, by the way. So that's in the background. We're going to leave that now. Minimize it. We will come back to this later. Wireshark should have been installed now. So let's run Wireshark and run as administrator. Go to yes. Must do it as administrator. And you will see here on the bottom options, the interfaces that we can scan. I have one here. You might have a few. You might have network, you might have wireless, you might have a network adapter, you might have a few virtual machines as well if you're using your normal, your host computer. But you can see here there's a chart going up and down. That's probably most likely the one that we're going to be monitoring, most likely. I click on the shark fin there. It's already collecting data, collecting packets. I'm not on a web browser, but Microsoft has this annoying little thing where it has news in the background here. there's weather events, like this stuff here. It's going out into the internet and connecting to stuff. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do now, we've got what we need. We have the tools. Kali Linux has got the pre-built tools that we need anyway. What we're going to do is right-click, Kali, properties, settings, and we'll put this into a host only, I guess. Yep. And then OK, because I don't want this connected to my other parts of the network. So, Kali, oops. Oh, where did this come from? Okay, Kali. Okay, great. Now put that into a private network so it can't connect to the internet now. I'm just going to do an IPA, see what IP address. It's still, yeah, it's got this new network address. That's fine. We're going to do the same with Windows. Now watch this. By the way, PerfMon is also monitoring network traffic. Now when I shut this connection down and go to settings, that's going to stop all that traffic. It will cease because there's no internet traffic anymore. Network adapter, we'll go to host only and then OK. And yeah, it's stopping already. This traffic is now stopping. Although for the internet, but there's still some local area network traffic that's being generated. So ARP request, DHCP, all that kind of stuff. But to the internet, no more. It looks like that we still have a little bit of traffic, but it dropped down a bit. Yeah, it's reduced. So it's just local traffic, no more internet traffic now. All right, so let's have a look at the IP address that we've got. Yeah, and it's the 198.130. Now, Kali will not be able to ping this address because I've got a firewall that's preventing that. But I can ping Kali. But let's try that. Ping. Paste the clipboard. So I'm pinging the Windows machine, and it's actually letting me through. I must have taken that firewall setting off in a previous lab. Okay, so that's good because now I know that I can communicate with the Windows 10 machine. Looks like I'm just going to check the firewall settings. Yeah, the firewall is on at the moment. Let's test the firewall. Let's test it. See if it's working. I'll minimize that. Still stuff going. It's just normal network ICMP. It's pinging. See what that ping I did before. Still pinging there. Do you see that? Now let's create a ping request. Now, I always struggle to remember the commands for this, but it will start, so we'll do a sudo hping3, and then we can do a -help to find out more information. And this helps us a bit, but just to save a bit of time, I'm just going to quickly run and get those commands. Be back. Just going to pause and be back really quick. Okay, so I've got the command ready, and I will put it into the comments or the description. Let's check this out. This is a real hack, by the way. This is a real genuine hack. I'm going to test Windows 10, see if the firewall will intercept, but the firewall will need to work hard. So I'm still expecting the processor to work hard on this lab. All right, so hping3, and that's going to be a -s-p. I'm going to try and attack the port number 80. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating packets that have nothing important in them. They're not real, but they can cause damage because we're flooding. 192.168. Oops. That's really annoying. Sorry about that. This is really annoying because I forgot to put the numlocks on. hping, yep. So hping -s and then p and then 80. port number 80, and then -- flood, RAND, source, and I'm not sure if there's a space there. There probably should be a space. We'll find out in a second. It's over typing now all of a sudden. 192.168.198.130, I think. Let's double check. Yeah, 198.130. All right, let's simulate that attack. Yeah, looks like that is a no. All right, let's check the spelling again. .sp -- flood. Okay, that should be 2 dashes there. Ran. I'm pretty sure that should be 1. So let's check that out. No, it's ambiguous. Cool, love it. There we go. All right, now that's working now, and that's going to attempt to flood the Windows 10 network. Oh, look at that! It looks like the flood's getting through the firewall. So you can see port 80 there. See port 80, and you can see that it's doing a SYN attack. All we're getting is synchronized. So TCP, there's a 3-way handshake. There's a sync, then there's a response, and there's a 3-handshake. This is saying let's synchronize. And then Windows 10 said, yeah, sure, let's do it. But then the Kali Linux is like disappearing. And so it's just synchronizing, sync. So, but we're getting through. The firewall is not working. And check this out. And then my system's starting to get really sluggish now. Can you see the traffic here? It was low, and then all of a sudden flying up. And so is the network, and so is the RAM. The RAM is hurting. So this attack that I'm performing is simulating a flood attack, a synchronization flood attack. You can see with the performance monitor, you can see that with the capture of the packets coming in, that we're under attack. So with this data that I've got here, this information, I can then perform an analysis, and I can see what kind of attack it was. It's leaving trails, it's leaving evidence. But yep, that's what I wanted to show you. Now, don't forget, okay, that you press Control-C to stop this simulation. And don't do this on your network. Do it in a private network, private host. You right-click, Settings, and yeah, host only. Now, you'll notice that the Wireshark is still processing these packets coming in, even though I've stopped the attack, because they're waiting in memory to be processed. So this will go. I can tell you now that this machine is struggling. It's really, really struggling, but it's trying to recover. A very powerful attack. And yeah, okay, just a reminder, don't do this in a production environment. Do this in your home lab. It's okay if you crash these machines because there's nothing on it. But thank you for watching today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.